So my whole team took that approach, and we did it, and we ran with it, and it worked for a long time. And but I realized that over time, as you know, the things with the eating disorder were getting bad. I mean,
in her new docu-series Dancing with the Devil, Demi Lovato is finally opening up about what life has been like for 3 years after suffering an opioid overdose. The pop star's honesty is setting a precedent as she talks openly and candidly about addiction recovery in real time on television. When discussing what it was like to go through her infamous drug overdose, Demi made sure everyone knew that the experience had a lasting effect on her. Living in Albuquerque and growing up with an alcoholic mother has given Demi many tough times throughout life, which she is very vocal about even now.
Well, I mean, I think it all started, you know, I have to preface it with the fact that I got sober at 19. So I got sober at an age where I wasn't even legally allowed to drink, you know, so, and I got the help that I needed at the time, and I took on the approach of a one-size-fits-all solution, which is sobriety, you know, just sobriety. And
in 2013, during an interview for Cosmopolitan magazine, this young woman opened up more than ever before about some of those personal struggles, including depression, bipolar disorder, which took over when she got sober, substance addiction, as well as unhealthy relationship with food, among other things. Demi Lovato, who shot to fame at the age of 7 on Barney and Friends, said that by then she had already battled severe depression. She also admitted that she was fascinated with death since a very young age and struggled to understand where all these dark thoughts were coming from. When I was 7, I knew that if my life had to end, the pain would go away. Danny Demi has also been very open about her struggles with depression and anxiety in school.
Over the years, it progressively got worse and worse with people checking what my orders at Starbucks were on my bank statements. Like, just little things like that. It led me to being really, really unhappy. My bulimia got really bad, and I asked for help, and I didn't receive the help that I needed.
She's mentioned multiple times how she felt like an outcast on campus, but now feels much better after getting help for it because people are there when you need them most. The outcast having been mistreated by her peers and so turning to alcohol because she thought engaging in the party lifestyle would get others to accept her more readily. Demi revealed that a popular girl in school told her she should party even more. "If you want friends," said the other one day. "But what is going on? You seem like you have all these people around your life." Before long, Demi began drinking regularly. Marisa Callan recalled that Danny wasn't aware of the consequences at this point in time. "We were just having fun and starting to drink early on." After being teased at school, Demi Lovato developed anxiety and started disordered eating as a way of coping with bullying. Around this time, Marisa also experienced social anxiety where she didn't trust other girls her age in fear that they might bully her too.
And so I was stuck in this like unhappy position, and here I am sober, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm 6 years sober, but I'm miserable. I'm even more miserable than I was when I was drinking. Why am I sober? And I sent a message out, and I reached out to the people that were on my team, and they responded with like, "You're being very selfish. This would ruin things for not just you, but for us as well."
Then one day, when it was lunchtime, while the popular girl was having fun with friends after mocking both Demi and Marisa, another friend joined in on their joke, saying, "Even you." During an episode of Ashley, Demi revealed that her eating disorder and exercise addiction started in 8th grade when she would go off to a corner at lunchtime so no one could see how much food was on the plate. She later admitted feeling alone, like Danny, but nobody called her anything terrible or mean for the longest time because it seemed everyone liked each other as they got older. At one point, Demi was exercising several times per day after every meal. The singer said that there were times when she lived at the gym and would eat a meal before working out again right away. She emphasized this is not what freedom looks like for her in 2010. Demi made headlines after she punched backup dancer Alex Welsh in the face while on tour with the Jonas Brothers. The day before the incident, she partied hard in Colombia and reportedly got drunk and high on Adderall. Demi also accused her backup dancers of riding a drunken rampage with her throughout the hotel room while management threatened to kick them out. After the incident, Demi quit her tour and checked herself into rehab to seek medical treatment for emotional and physical issues. In a documentary named Simply Complicated, she revealed that she first tried cocaine when she was 17 years old while working on Disney's channel's Sunny with a Chance show. She said, "I felt out of control with the coke." Demi Lovato's relationship with her late biological father, Patrick Levato, was extremely complicated. Jimmy's parents divorced when Demi was just 2 years old, and Demi's mom, Diana de la Garza, revealed in her book that her husband once told the former Disney star that he used to drink a lot of alcohol because it made him feel like himself again. Dilla's memoir, Falling with Wings, tells the tale of how she came to realize that her family wasn't safe. She shared what finally gave her the courage to leave Patrick, Demi's father, though realizing they didn't have enough money and there was no guarantee for them. In a video about the making of her album, Demi Lovato opened up about her father-daughter relationship and how she wrote "Father" as a homage to him. She said that he was mean but wanted to be a good person and have his family with him. However, Patrick died from cancer in 2013. Despite my stepdad having a mental illness, he was still glad that I took care of Mom. This is why Father by Demi Lovato inspired me, because it shows she knew her father wasn't capable and couldn't raise kids, but didn't blame him for his deaths on the 1-year anniversary of her dad's death. My dad experienced severe mental illness, but now he's in peace, knowing that he isn't suffering anymore. Around this time last year, Demi also marked the anniversary of leaving a sober living facility where she had lived for almost 2 years following her stint in rehab over the next few years, and at that point, Demi was doing really well. Demi Lovato celebrated 5 years of sobriety on Instagram. She wrote, "So grateful, it's been quite the journey." The singer admitted to People magazine that she'd considered relapsing at some point in her recovery, but despite these temptations and setbacks, Demi has remained sober for almost 6 years now. Demi Lovato, a 25-year-old singer and actress, announced that she had relapsed after 6 years of sobriety. Just 3 days later, Demi was found unconscious at her Hollywood Hills home, where paramedics were called to treat the overdose with Narcan, which is an emergency treatment for narcotic overdoses, in an attempt to revive them from coma. Lil Peep Debbie, a rapper who fought through his addiction to opioids in 2018 and shared their story with the world on Twitter, was almost killed by an opioid pain reliever laced with fentanyl. He beat these odds and successfully entered rehab that same month. Overdosed drug addict Demi Lovato reads tabloid speculation about her recovery with disbelief and anger. She vows to reveal what exactly happened, why it did happen, and how she's doing today until the public is prying too much for her taste. Demi Lovato released the official trailer for her upcoming documentary series, Demi Dancing with the Devil. In it, she opened up about what happened after suffering a near-fatal overdose and how that has affected her life ever since. Demi Lovato revealed that she suffered 3 strokes and a heart attack along with brain damage. This singer adds, "I was left with blind spots on my vision, which makes it hard for her to drive today." Debbie reveals in an interview about the struggles of reading during this time too. Debbie was happy to have the ability to read a book, but since her vision is still blurry, she doesn't want it right away. Debbie credits Demi's positive attitude and gratefulness for helping herself recover from this situation. Demi Lovato, who released an album last week about her struggles with addiction and eating disorders in the past few years of her life, believes that these misfortunes have provided a platform for which she can now make music to help others. She hopes that by continuing to tell the truth through songwriting, it will resonate with people around them as well. Now that she's learned so much about herself, Demi plans to share her story with the masses. Her fans are already flocking to social media in support of Spears and have compared the upcoming docuseries with Britney Spears' documentary on VH1 as a framing device for Demi's own personal journey. The Demi Lovato and Britney docuseries was a very hard watch. It holds some insights into the lives of young women during this time, but it also shows us how we should not let such challenges happen again in society for our daughters. I remember being a teenager back then. Those were truly dark times to be alive, especially as a woman. How do you feel about Demi's journey towards recovery? Do you see any similarities between her and Britney Spears? Let me know in the comment section down below.